Firstly, I think it is crucial to point out that the oiling that we're seeing on the beach in the last 24 hours is going to be much more significant over the next several days because of what's being released out by the vessel at the moment. So we're expecting to see large quantities of oil on the beaches along the coast, particularly south of Mount Maunganui, but it has to be said further afield is likely as well. There's all sorts of scientific modelling being done as to where that oil is going to go, but can I tell you that this is a very inexact science in my experience over the last several days, and it will move up and down the coast according to the currents and the prevailing winds. So it is going to be very significant. It's going to require a very large amount of clean-up by teams around the coast. This afternoon, as Nick was saying, we met a team by the hazmat vehicle out at Omana, and that team had been working down the coast for about 4 or 5 hours since the turn of the tide today, and they've managed to get through about 2.5 kilometres of the beach. But they did report that it was, by what they understand, it can be quite light oiling, and they're expecting much more oil tomorrow. So I think we all have to prepare ourselves for that. In relation to that oil, it is a number of things to point out, and I think it is very important. The natural desire for people is to go and want to clean up their beach. And I completely understand that desire, and that's the first thing you want to do is you want to go and clean it up. But as Nick said, it's important to point out that this is going to be a marathon and not a sprint. It's not going to be settled in a day or two. It is going to happen over a numbers of days, and depending on what happens on that wreck out there, a number of weeks. So it is important that people understand that there are days where not much will happen on the beach, more oil will come up, and then the next day or two they'll come along and clean it, and then there'll be another day or two, and that's the way this process is going to work through over a very significant period of time. And it is crucial that people don't take matters into their own hands. I know that's very hard to do, and people were obviously out there doing that yesterday, and I sympathise with them, but the beach is going to be some time before it is cleaned up in a way that won't see more oil on it. And on that, can I underline the government's commitment that we will get this spill cleaned up. It is an absolute commitment that the beaches will be returned to the condition before all is started. We will need everybody's help with that. The nature of these spills is that it does bring together a range of resources. The Oil Response Service, as you know, the Defence Forces, DOC, the Regional Council, the Territorial Councils, the volunteers, iwi, and the way this is going to work is everybody working as a team, because it is going to happen over a period of time. In terms of the vessel itself, as Bruce said, it has been moving and is in the process of settling again. All the things I've been told about remain very caveated, but in terms of whether there has been a breach or not and in what shape, they're going to have to go out there once the seas drop and go through the exercise again of surveying below the waterline as they did on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. They're going to have to go through again, working out what's changed, what pipes have been smashed, what are still in good condition. To start resuming to remove oil from the vessel, they're going to have to heat the oil again, shut down the engines before they left. All those things have to occur before they can start salvaging more oil from the vessel. So again, this is a significant job, it is not a sprint. I'd like to just observe in terms of the teams that are working here, the salvage teams, the oil response teams, all the people involved at this stage are working very, very hard. The reality is, when that vessel hit the reef last Wednesday morning, there was every likelihood we were going to get a lot of oil on the beach. A lot of people have worked very hard over the interim period to minimise that, and they will continue to do so. But the overwhelming factor as to why that oil is coming on the beach right now is see the plans aren't in good shape. I'll stop there. Happy to take any